have you ever, even once, even just for a moment, considered quitting the trail?
No, I have not. I think that there's obviously a lot of like challenges with the trail. It's definitely not all like happy times. But no, I've never considered leaving the trail. We joke about it all the time.
Oh yeah, all the time.
All the time. Ask us any minute of the day and we'll be just highly dramatic about it. But in reality, no, I haven't thought about leaving the trail. I really love it. And I think we put a lot of thought into coming out here, and we also have a big background in being outside. And so we kind of knew what questions we were asking ourselves and what we were getting somewhat ourselves into, not fully, because you can never fully know, I don't think, with any outdoor experience what you're getting yourself into, or maybe any experience in general. But no, I haven't thought about quitting. I have just really been enjoying it. And again, that's not to say that it's not really hard. It is. There are days that I'm like, I just want to be inside and have a hot meal and be in my bed.
Why are our lives so hard?
Why are our lives so difficult? But then you keep walking and it gets sunny, or you see a deer or whatever, and it's just like good. And one of our friends says, like, there's never a bad day on the PCT, and I feel like we, as much as we're dramatic and whine a lot, we also repeat that a lot. There's really not a whole lot of, like, truly bad days. There's always something good that's happened. So by the end of the day, you're like, okay, that was a good day. Yeah.
Well spoken.
What types of wildlife have we encountered?
Ugh, such a great question. We've seen a lot of deer recently.
We have.
In fact, we tried to frame this shot with a deer in it, because there was a deer chilling just a second ago. That failed, unfortunately, but, you know, hopefully we can do it again later. So we've seen a lot of deer, especially in NorCal. Like, we've seen deer in Oregon and Washington as well, but in the last hour, I think I saw 4 deer on the path. And they're not afraid enough of people. So deer. 2 days ago, I saw a bear. Another hiker had scared it around the corner, so it was, like, running from that hiker towards me, which was a little disconcerting. So then I made noise and it was like, ah! Ran the other way. But yeah, I've never had a bear run at me before. It wasn't running at me, to be clear. It was not trying to attack me. It was disconcerting nonetheless. I don't suggest you try it. Other than that, we saw a bunch of goats. And a goat mutually frightened each other on the trail. That was fun. And one time we were walking along a ridge and suddenly there was a rock slide in front of us that came from above, and I was like, I don't understand what triggered that. And we looked up and there were these 4 goats, and they were just like looking at us, watching us, and we all kind of froze, and they were like, what are the humans doing? And we've seen some bald eagles. I almost stepped on a rattlesnake in the desert. I screamed, but I didn't step on it. That was good. And the worst animal encounter of all. I'm sickened to even repeat it. One night, a mouse entered my tent and bloop, 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 ran across my face like this on a diagonal. It was horrible. It woke me up. I didn't find the mouse that night, thank God, because, like, that would just be the most horrifying thing ever. You're sitting in your tent, and you're like, I'm in an enclosed space with this mouse, and I don't know how to direct it to the door. Yeah, so I didn't find it, because I couldn't find the hole, so then I was convinced that a mouse hadn't run across my face and it was my hair that was somehow blowing in the wind inside of my enclosed tent. The next morning when I emptied the pocket, I realized it had come in through the pocket, but I couldn't see it because my Kindle was in front of it. I'm kind of glad, I'm not gonna lie, that I didn't find it, because I think that would have been the only thing worse than having it run across my face. Okay. Oh, okay. Shit. Oh, it's nice. Oh, okay. We're here at the Oregon-California border.
Woohoo!
Woo! That's that little box you see over there in the distance that, yeah, Anne's pointing to. There we go. That's the border. On to our final state.
So technically we're still in Oregon now, but in 10 steps, California.
Oh, wait. So, Annabelle,
Yes.
in the spirit of Truth Talks, could you tell us what our hiker names are?
Yes. So out on a lot of the long trails, you get a hiker name or a trail name. So it's not you're not called by your real name. You're called by something else. So my trail name is Steady, and Natasha's is Colorburst. So those are our trail names, and we've had them since desert, maybe 100 miles in. Yeah.
Yeah, Big Bear.
Yeah.
Natasha,
Yes.
what are the foods that we crave the most on trail?
Good question. I would say overall, we crave fruits and veg. Anything fresh. That was anything, that was actually grown and hasn't been dehydrated and doesn't need add water to consume it. Those would be our biggest cravings. We also crave a lot of bubbly water. That's a huge one, carbonated water, and ice cream, sometimes French fries, burgers, milkshakes, anything calorie dense, delicious, or fresh.
Whoa! We're halfway there!